James here from GOODGUITARIST.com, and today I'm going to show you the electric guitar part for My Girl by The Temptations. Let's just take a quick look at what we'll be learning.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. I've got
So there's a ton of awesome stuff in there. We're using some scales to play that iconic riff. There are triads further up the neck, and a lot of parts that really fill in the recording. This lesson goes with my other lesson teaching My Girl on acoustic guitar, and those two parts actually work together 100%. So if you have a friend who wants to play the acoustic part, you play the electric part, or vice versa, this is a great way to learn that. Now, with all that said, let's just jump right in and take a look at that main riff. We're starting off with our index finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. And then I'm going to move my index to the 5th fret of the A string and go 5, 7, index ring. And then on the next string, 5, 7, and then I finish up on the 5th fret of the G string. So first, get those notes in the right order with the right fingering. Nice and slow. And then we can sharpen up the rhythm. I'm going to write out the counting up above, and we just count out loud 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the trickiest part for me with this riff is going from that final note all the way back to the start. So you might want to practice that, just going, with your finger, just moving your index finger from the 5th fret of the G string down 1 octave to the 3rd fret of the A string. And you'll notice that I call these riffs C and F because that is the chord we're outlining. The acoustic guitar will be strumming a C chord, and the root of the C chord is the 3rd fret of the A string. Well, that's the first note of our riff, and it outlines a C chord. Same thing for F. The 1st fret of the thickest string is the note F. F, F riff. And at this point, we want to practice it going through a few phases. Phase 1, get the notes correct in the correct order and build up that muscle memory. Phase 2, count out loud, get the counting as precise as you can, play it as steady as you can. And once you're at that point, you're ready to use a metronome. You're going to start at the exact same pace that you're already able to play it comfortably at. And then you just speed it up 1 or 2 beats per minute at a time. 3, 4. And you just do that over and over again. And if that's all you do, it's going to make you so much better without even learning the rest of the song. But speaking of which, let's now apply this to the rest of the song. The verse, we just do that. C, F, 4 times. That's our verse. Then we move into our pre-chorus. And we're going to play some chord shots using triads. So our first triad comes from a C bar chord, but we're just playing the top 3 notes. It's the 8th fret. We're starting at the thinnest string. 8th fret and 8th fret. I'm barring those with my index. And then my middle finger is playing the 9th fret of the G string. And my ring finger is lightly touching the D string. Just in case I get it. It's actually touching the A and D string. Muting them both. You can always just play the entire bar chord shape, the C bar chord, and just hit the top notes. That sounds great too. In fact, I might play it that way. And then we go up to a D minor shape, which is just the 10th fret on the top 3 strings. Once again, we can either mute the D string or we can play our bar chord and just aim for the top strings. So C shot, D shot. From a rhythmic standpoint, those chord shots are happening on beats 2 and 4. So the C chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to play F and G in the same way. And for F, we bar the 10th fret of the D, G, and B strings. You could play the full F bar chord at that position if you're into that. 1, 2, and then we just bring it up 2 frets for our G chord, same shape. So all in all, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice I'm getting nice, short, percussive hits, and that's because I'm playing bar chords. I can just hit the chord shape and then let go right away. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just pressing only when I strike the strings, basically. And we do that 2 times, and that's our pre-chorus. Once again, you take your time, you count it out, then you get out your metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I guess you say
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And after that, we have our chorus, where we're going to play a C major 7 chord in the same style, using those chord shots on beats 2 and 4. The chord shape itself, we're going to put our index finger on the 7th fret of the thinnest string, then our middle on the 8th fret of the next string, our ring finger on the 9th fret of the next string, and our pinky on the 10th fret. So we're making a diagonal little line there. That's it. And we just aim for the top 3 strings or so, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we play D minor 7. And for that, we would make our D minor bar chord shape. And if you're not familiar with these bar chord shapes, I have a page on my website, completely free, dedicated to showing you everything that you need to know about bar chords. There's a whole series of lessons. They'll show you where the shapes come from, how to play them, how to make them feel easy, and everything there. So definitely check that out. But anyways, we have our D minor bar shape, which is based off the A minor shape, but dragged up here till our index is on the 5th fret. We're going to remove our pinky, and that gives us a D minor 7. We could even add our pinky to the 8th fret of the thinnest string. I hear that on the recording, so I'd prefer doing it that way. And we just play our D minor chord with the chord shots, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we play a G bar chord on beat 1. And as we transition, this bar shape from D minor feels pretty similar to G. So just get used to kind of smoothly moving that over. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then we have a couple notes. So I'm just playing the 5th fret of the A string and the 3rd fret of the thickest string. And I'm playing them on beats 3 and 4 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And I'm also palm muting them. So I'm overlapping my hand over the strings a bit to mute them a tiny bit. Now I'm going to play the entire chorus just so you can see how it goes. You can always try it with me after. 1, 2, 3, 4.
my girl, talking about my girl, my girl.
And from there, we play another verse, another pre-chorus, another chorus, and then we have the intro again. But we'll call it an instrumental because it's in the middle of the song. It's no longer an introduction. But basically, the bass, or in our case, if you learn the simpler version, the acoustic guitar, plays that intro thing like, 4 times, and then you join in. Just like at the intro of this song. And then we're going to play the solo section, which utilizes a lot of the same stuff that we've already learned. We start off going C to F with our riff a couple times, and then we play a D minor chord, which we've already learned the shape for, and we just do the chord shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go to G, 2, 3, 4. Then we have an E minor 7 chord, which is the same thing as D minor 7, but 2 frets higher. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then an A bar chord, which is the same thing as G. And that's the cool thing. Once you get into bar chord shapes, like I'm going D minor, G, then I'm doing the exact same thing 2 frets higher. And it provides us with the key change that we need to get into the final verse and chorus. Now, when it comes to the rhythm for those 4 chord shapes, we're just going to do our shots on 2 and 4 for D minor and G, and for E minor. But when we come to the A chord, we're going to go 1 and 2, and then rest. So downstrokes on 1 and 2. I'm going to play through the entire solo section so you can see how this all works out. You can slow it down using the gear icon, and you can really take your time to observe. Then you can work on it and then try it with me afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, at this point, we've changed keys. And once again, the beauty of not using open chords, we can just take the exact same stuff we're already playing and just do it all 2 frets higher. And voila, you've changed keys. So when we play the 3rd verse, we're going to start on the 5th fret and play the same lick, right? 5th, and then 7, 9, 7, 9, 7. And then we go to the 3rd fret to G. So you'll notice the chords for this are D and G, and we're outlining those chords with our riff. And we just play it back and forth, 4 times total. That gives us our 3rd verse. Then we have a pre-chorus. And guess what? For the pre-chorus, we're doing the exact same thing, but everything's 2 frets higher. So we're starting on D at the 10th fret, and then we're going up to the 12th fret with our E minor, and then we're going to play the 12th fret to get this G chord, and then the 14th fret for the A chord. So if you've learned everything up until this point, literally move it all up 2 frets. It's a great exercise to work on that, and practice the same thing but 2 frets higher, and you've adjusted the key. Same thing for the chorus. There is one other small thing that we're going to be doing. So the chorus begins with D major 7, which voila, we take our C major 7, move it up 2 frets. Boom, D major 7. And we do it the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then our E minor 7 is just like the D minor 7, but 2 frets higher. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to add a little riff, just like they play in the recording. Once again, I'm going to demonstrate this, the pre-chorus and the chorus, just so you can see it all in action. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I bet you say what can make me feel this way. Girl,
Too high for my voice.
talking about my girl.
And we repeat that chorus over and over again to end the song. Now, that is every component of the song, and the best thing you can do at this point is to work on everything individually, the same way that we broke it down in this lesson, section by section, and then breaking it down even further and practicing the little pieces that make up that section. If you've been following along with the easy strumming version of this one, you'll realize that there's quite a jump between what we would do on the electric guitar versus the acoustic guitar for this song. This is pretty close to the exact electric guitar part that you'd hear on the recording. At the end of the day, though, it's just a bunch of little things that you have to practice, and every component is simple, but when you put it all together, it makes something kind of complex. If you're interested in going further with electric guitar, I do have a course, The Complete Lead Guitarist, that's available in my All Access Pass on my website. You'll also get access to a full playthrough for this song and a bunch of others, so you can play through the entire song with me. If you enjoy learning guitar with me, I'd really appreciate if you could take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.